Okay, ladies, I've got a trick for you. It's called the gymnastic jacks.
We do it.
It's called the gymnastic jacks. I've actually taught them to do flips.
What?
Because, so I'm using I want you to be able to see them.
Got
I'm
it.
using the 4 jacks,
Got it,
right?
yeah.
So I've got 2 red, 2 black, just like you would expect, right?
Right.
It's only 4 cards. There's
Okay.
nothing fancy about this. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so magicians usually have to do something sneaky like that when they turn a card over.
Okay.
Or sometimes they do something fancy like this when they turn a card over. So what I've learned to do is just teach the jacks to turn themselves over. Watch. Did you see that?
I didn't see anything.
Look. One of them turns over. Watch, I'll grab the other corner. Did you see that?
Mhm.
Look. The other one turned over. I know what you're thinking. Can the red ones do it as well? Well, let's have a look. They kind of like it a little fancier. Watch.
Okay.
Through the hand and around. You ready? Oh, look at that. Boom. So which one's left? Which one hasn't done a flip yet?
I think the
Out of
jack
the
is
4
right.
jacks. Do you remember?
The diamonds, yeah.
The diamonds? You didn't even see it. But it's already happened.
Wow.
Now, let's recap. First, a jack flipped over,
Yeah,
right? And then eventually, I had all the jacks flip over, right?
right,
But that could just be sleight of hand.
right.
If the jacks really knew how to flip, they could do it on their own at command, right?
Right.
So, one of you can pick for me, or I'll let you both pick. I'm just gonna put them right there on my hand.
Okay.
So, we're gonna call out 2 of the jacks. Which 2, the black ones or the red?
Red.
Okay, we've called out the red jacks. Which one should flip over? The
Okay.
heart or the
The
diamond?
heart.
You're right. Isn't that
That's
amazing?
remarkable.
Yes, this is the Sunday Morning Magic Show. That's the format I've decided upon. After all these years of uploading, it took me forever just to get to 500 subscribers. And get it? 5? I think the problem was that I've never really had a format. I've just sort of used YouTube and Instagram and that as a way to sort of practice routining and trick and seeing how it looked in person, and then deciding what I wanted to do with it as far as my live performances go. So I do like to discuss tricks as much as perform them, and I like to try different things, and I like to have added value in my uploads, but without a regular format, it's sort of hard to stay with me and follow. So you never know when I'm going to upload, and when I upload, you never know if it's going to just be like a short little trick or it's going to be a long drawn out discussion. So I've noticed that my longer videos, they don't get much views. Not because people don't want to see this stuff, but because they just don't know what to expect. So what I'm going to do is Sunday mornings, it's going to be the only time I upload. Sunday mornings I'm going to upload, and it'll be the performance of a trick first, and then afterwards there'll be discussion. But the performance will come first in case that's all you want to see. If you just want to see a trick and you don't have time, or you're not in, it doesn't really tickle your fancy, it's not something you're interested in, then you can just tune out at that point. In this case, this week, I'll give you an example. The trick I performed is Tidal Wave by Spidey Hypnosis. And the reason why I chose it and wanted to get to it was, one, Spidey Hypnosis is Canadian, and I love the way he teaches. I think he has a great following, but I think a lot of people that learn card tricks don't know about him because they think of him as a mentalist. They don't realize that what he's teaching is just these great handlings. And this is Tidal Wave. So it's basically, as you saw, it's cards flipping back and forth, and then it's sort of a variation on B-Wave by Max Maven. And I did B-Wave since I was a kid. Like, I started doing magic at 7 years old, so I've been doing B-Wave with small cards, big cards, for a very long time, and I just stopped performing it because why would, I mean, it's kind of cool in a card routine, but why would you be using cards to do a mentalism trick just pure like that? Like the 4 cards and then they go blank. It's a really good trick, but it just didn't make any sense. Whereas when I saw Spidey's handling, where you're just taking regular cards out of the deck and doing the flipping thing first, I could see the potential to turn it into a story that made sense. So that B-wave effect of the spectator guessing which card's gonna flip over comes out of nowhere and just nails them. And I've noticed now performing it that that's exactly the case. Way bigger reactions than B-wave because it just makes a lot more sense. Anyway, Pig Cake. I'm a big fan of Pig Cake. I know a lot of people are sort of polarized by him, but I think he's a great teacher as well. And he's got a new deck coming out, so I want to address that with some tricks in the future. I've already sponsored it on Kickstarter. I'll leave the link in the description here if you want to just go straight to the Kickstarter and have a look at the deck and see if it's a deck that you want to sponsor and maybe get one. I think it's a big deal, and I'm going to make a big deal about it because I believe that the first deck he releases, the very pink one that doesn't look that great on camera, but I think that deck is just going to be like a limited run. Like, I think once he sells the originals of that deck, he's got other projects to move on to, like the Vaporwave one, which is the stretch goal, and blah, 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 blah. And that deck will become sort of like a collectible item. I honestly think it's gonna be a hard deck to get and a greatly sought after deck for deck collectors. So I would get in on it on the Kickstarter. I don't think it's something he's gonna do more than one run of. Might be wrong, haven't spoken to him, but that's my feelings about it. Anyway, thanks for joining me on the very first Sunday Morning Magic. I am over 500 subscribers now, so I promised a contest. I'll announce the details for that next week, so next Sunday, tune in and see all the details about my upcoming contest. It'll be a good contest. It'll be a really good, solid, well over $100 giveaway. Till next week, be good.